Hello, everybody, and welcome again to yet another episode of Dream Career Talk Show. Here on this show, we are going to have industry experts from various domains who will be sharing their knowledge, experiences, their challenges, their failures, and success so that it can help others. This show is going to help corporate professionals who can expand their context by getting clarity, direction, hope, inspiration, and of course, the right steps to build their dream career. Today's topic is very special. It is the women in law, careers for women in the legal profession. When it comes to careers for women in the legal profession, a lot of parents avoid this field. They think legal has criminals to deal with and their daughter's life will be at risk. How many prefer to get in this profession? What are the myths around this profession? What are the real challenges for people in this field? What are the need? What is the current need and how it can help the nation? Today on our Dream Career Talk Show, we have our special guest, Divya Dwivedi, an advocate at the Supreme Court of India, who is also a social entrepreneur. Divya comes with amazing knowledge and a great intent to serve and make a difference in this society. Divya has completed her LLB from IIT Kharagpur. She is pursuing her postgraduate diploma in cyber law and cyber forensics from NLSIU, Bangalore. She has recently spoken at the international conference, The Women in Law, and has delivered multiple keynote speeches on various topics, including artificial intelligence, cyber law, and many others such. She is also a program coordinator for AI Policy Labs, delegate at the Harvard Project for Asian and International Relationships. Welcome, Divya. I'm super excited to have you on this show. And I'm sure the audience will also be like having great knowledge and value in this session today. Welcome to the Dream Career Talk Show.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for a beautiful introduction. Let's start.
Yeah. So to start off with, I would like to hear, first of all, your journey. How did you get started in this career in law? And
Oh,
what are the steps you took and how was it in the initial stuff?
okay, great. So, can I use the word crazy if you allow? So, my
Yes.
journey has been quite crazy journey. First, I did my engineering, which was obviously at that time when I did it, it was very minimum number of girls, and somehow I have been breaking stereotypes most of my life. When I was in my maths class in class 12th, it was I think three or four girls only. Then engineering also, it was almost. Five to seven girls. It has never been more than that, and somehow that is maybe because of this stereotypical thinking of everyone that girls should be in such a career which is declared safe for them, like teaching or maybe becoming a doctor or having a bank job or something like that. But then that was not the system of my parents. My mom was very keen on educating me in a manner which I wanted, and it was always my choice. She and my dad were always supportive of whatever I chose. So that's how my career started, and I came to Delhi like now 20 years completed. So I came here and I started my engineering and did it. And then I realized that even after doing engineering, there is something missing. So at that time there was a lot of craze of doing either MTech or MBA. So I chose MBA, which was a little bit easier task. To go do MTech would have been a little tougher. So I asked my parents. They were obviously, as usual, they were totally supportive, and they said, "Okay, fine. If you want to do MBA, do it." I did it, and by that time I completed it, I started having this craving of social work. I started doing a lot of volunteering work and a lot of social work, and I started having this craving of
Divya, there is no audio. Can you hear me? Can you speak now? No, there is no audio suddenly. You can hear me, right? Okay. Mm. Can you unmute again and try?
Am I
Yeah, now
audible
it's,
now?
yes, now it's audible.
Oh, perfectly fine. So I don't know where I got muted, but then after MBA, I started doing a lot of social work, and that's when it was the time when I started the charitable trust, and that was practically the similar time when I got married as well, and married to an amazing person who always has supported me, like my parents have. So I got that privilege of choosing again, and he said, if you don't want to work for obviously corporates and all those jobs, then if you want to run an NGO, do it. We then what happened was, in between we used to get a lot of legal aid help from many lawyers, but then problem was it was not always for free, or if you
Mm.
wanted for free you had to reach to a certain place to get that particular advice. So slowly I started realizing that it would be better probably for me to go ahead and learn law, so that I will be able to even help people over the phone, because for that you don't need to be in person over there. Though I do not practice criminal and civil law, but still obviously since I have studied that as well, I can at least advise people. So that
Mm.
was my motive, and that's what motivated me to go to Kharagpur. And it was an amazing journey over there. Obviously after marriage it was difficult ask for from my family and everyone. It was more difficult for my mother that she was unable to comprehend to fact that though she herself is a professor, she was a psychology professor for her entire life. But my
Mhm.
husband was totally in support, and he said, "Okay, fine. If you want to do it, go ahead and do, and enjoy doing it. Don't ever be bothered about what anybody else will think." So, touchwood for me that I have always gotten support. I never had that apprehension from family, since it was not from the family, so it never came from the society as well. But I've seen many people struggle when they have to go ahead and do something which is very expensive, and sometimes it's very odd for girls. And I would say odd because we are two sisters only, and we were never ever told to stop our dreams just because we are girls. No,
Mhm.
we were set free that whatever you want to do, just do it with all your heart and brain, and you will never fail. So I completed that, and touch wood to, and all the help from everyone. I got into Supreme Court, and there are a lot of help from all the seniors. I don't know what they saw in me, but they keep on saying that you know a lot for of what we do not know, because I usually practice technology law, where I do not have to interact with, like you said, that people have a misconception that you have to interact with criminals. I don't have to. It's only
Right.
intellectual criminals who are online. So I do cyber law, I do AI and law, I do teach as well. And teaching became one of my passions. So I think that is always a good part, because I don't have to go out. I don't have to actually go ahead and meet anybody now, thanks to everything online. See, we are doing it. You are sitting in Bangalore and I'm in Delhi, and we are doing it successfully. So that's how it
Right.
works. But then we have to find a positive in everything. I'll not ruin the moment. Let's keep it going, and you keep asking and I'll keep on answering. But then yeah, definitely people have to open up even for their daughters and girls, because they should have a choice as in how and where they want to study. And I think education is the only way out of any kind of misery. And once you are educated, you are financially independent, you can decide for yourself. So that's my bit. I think that's my small non problematic journey with
No,
all the support.
that's really inspiring. And you mentioned about you did your BTech and then MBA and then got into law.
Yeah,
Because typically what I've seen is people do their BA and then they get into law and that's how they get started. So you are saying that there is definitely an opportunity for people even after doing some BE or BTech or even
absolutely.
after doing some MTech or MBA that they can get into this, right? What do they
Absolutely.
have to do that basically like after BTech if they have to get into law?
They have to find their passion. If they feel like they are good at intellectual property, because see, after engineering you have an option of doing a job, in
Hmm.
software. Or if you
Right.
feel like you want to go ahead in legal field is an enormous field with the help of technology, because everything is moving towards technology. Like first, as I said, intellectual property is one of the lucrative careers. Then cyber security is there, cyber law, internet laws, computer laws. Now drone laws are coming in, gaming laws. There is a long list, media laws. All of this can be very well handled by a person who has a technical knowledge. Though I'm not
Hmm.
saying that BA and LLB won't be able to do it, definitely they are doing it already. But if you have an option of having a one extra year of education and having that particular understanding of technology, there is a possibility that you will understand it much better, and you will be more comprehending with the fact that this is how technology works. So for me, it was very easy to understand how artificial intelligence will work, because I had worked in neural networks as well. So that was easy. Now patents are one career which is very very lucrative. There are so many careers, like now drone laws have come up. Obviously
Hmm.
it everyone can learn and do, but then engineers will, I think, for me, engineers will have a little bit of one plus one extra thing, because they are sound in technology as well. Whereas if you're talking about BA, they are good at philosophy, literature, and other things. They have to go an extra mile just to understand the technology. But with technical people, it will be much more easier. So these are a couple of very small things. The biggest thing is contract management, contract drafting. Obviously, it will be one of the more positive sides. You can sit at home and draft it. You can assist virtually any lawyer in the world, rather, as a paralegal. So that is also one career which can be done sitting at your home and working from home now.
Wow. See, the context has been expanding for me because I also come from IT field, right? I was there in IT for 17 years. And so the thing is, we in IT field, okay, once we have entered there, we don't have a path out, right? And somebody might be tech savvy, somebody might be crazy about technology, but maybe we did not always knew. And most of our viewers, I'm sure, like they don't know what are the various options, because for us we have seen, okay, somebody is maybe weak in science, right? Then go to commerce. Somebody is weak in commerce, or somebody is like a top ranker, go to science, then go to commerce, then finally the last part of it is like go to arts. And along with arts, people are like, okay, fine, LLB, right? So how do you see this particular myth that people have, that okay, fine, it's for art and it is for people who might have not got it ranked at the higher levels, they go into BA and then they get into LLB? Is this the true way of how you see lawyers, as in the profession, or how is it?
No, no, not at all. I see lawyers as a passionate people who really want to help, if they want to help anybody and everybody. Now, there
Mhm.
is a little bit of difference in understanding in India and anywhere
Mhm.
outside India, especially Western countries. Their lawyers are respected the most. Here,
Mhm.
it sometimes people have the statement. I have heard so many people say that if you have to do law, why did you have to study at all? You can just go ahead and do it.
Divya, again your audio is gone. Maybe again that wiring something. Yeah. Not it. No. No worries. You take your time, because technology has its own challenges. We all understand that. At times it acts crazy. Not it. Not it. And just see the audio wire, if you can plug in, plug out again. The one from. No, not it.
Now, can you
Now
hear
it is.
me?
Now, yes.
I think I have to keep on rechecking. So I lost the thought train. What was I saying? I'm sorry. Can you just
Yeah,
remind
yeah.
me?
We were talking about the myth that people have, and you
Okay.
were talking about lawyers are passionate about it, and
Everyone is passionate about their career. If they feel like they can do bring a change in the world, they definitely are passionate about it and they keep on doing it. I'm not saying only lawyers or only engineers. Everyone, see, everyone is making a difference in the world, right? In their own way. So now in India, usually I've heard from people that lawyers are the ones who go ahead when they have no career choice. But that's not true. That's not entirely true when it comes to studying. Oh my God, you have to learn so much, so much. And you have to actually read till I think till the time you take your last breath. So that's how it is. Then again, the myth is probably because people see IIT JEEs in this exam, that exam, in a way that they get career placements right after they complete their course. But
right,
it has now become true with NLUs, with so many other colleges which have come up with a lot of career options right after law. It is not like you have to go ahead and practice under some senior only. You can go for corporate law, you can go for finance law, where you can find a company, you can apply there, you can do work there, and you can have a monthly salary with you. But you just have to have good research in relation to that particular career which you are going to choose. So for law, there are, like, I can name you at least thousands of career options. When you talk about only company law, it's not only company law. Company law in itself has thousands of careers in it.
right,
First it starts with contracts, then commercial laws, then there is shipyard laws, then it's like it's we are surrounded by laws, then negotiable instrument acts. All of these are there. If you just write how many acts are there, all of those kind of laws can be practiced, and you just need to know where to start. So that myth, I think, has become now irrelevant mostly. But I won't say it has totally vanished, because many people really do not know about the amazing career paths they can have if they, even if they want to change their career in mid life, because that will give them an upper edge. Because like you said, you have an experience of 17 years in IT, right?
right,
So after that, if you start talking about your career change, and if you move to law, like I did it after 12 years of my experience, it has given me an upper edge in everything, because people listen to me as I have a good hold on the NGO path or corporate path. I know that because of my practical experience. So you can also do that. So keeping that in mind, I think that myth should be shattered very soon. But then it's not happening that way, is probably because people are not reaching out in that manner. Still, there's a lot of confusion about how law works, how lawyers work, how they are earning. Don't practice. Go and work for a company. You'll have a monthly salary, you'll be
right.
safe, you'll not have to go to courts. And there also you have an option of litigation. Even if when you are working in companies, you can litigate also, you'll learn from there. There is a drafting career, there is a content writing career. Oh my God, there is a long list of careers, even sitting at home. You can be an editor, you can
Right.
write blogs, you can write books, you can be a ghostwriter, you can go ahead and freelance, you just have to find your niche, go ahead and do it, and you will be the best in it. That's what I understand from what I have done till now.
No, but this is amazing. And like, let me take one case study here. Like, I have a friend who is into mergers and acquisitions. She has been there for about 20 plus years in the HR, who actually helps the companies in careers and mergers and acquisitions. Now, there are definitely laws around this as well, right?
Absolutely.
So, if she has to like start practicing that law, what would she do as a HR? Like, can she also like become somebody who is like practicing law and then doing it or formulating?
No, practicing law is only after you have a law degree. So she'll
Okay.
have to acquire that 3 year law degree, or
Hmm.
5 year. Now she does not have an option, because she already must be a graduate and postgraduate. That's why she's an HR. She can go
Hmm.
ahead and have her 3 year law degree, and you cannot imagine her worth the moment she'll switch from HR to law HR because of her M&A career graph. She has been there for 20 years, 20 plus years. She will be most sought after person because she'll have a company knowledge of 20
Hmm.
years assisting people in that field, and then she'll be equipped with her law degree as well.
Wow.
She can do it at her own leisure as and whatever she wants. The moment she has made her name, it's all about promoting yourself, as in this is this much I need to know, and I'm already a lawyer. Now you have to register in bar council of one state and you can practice. uh, my god, I am just trying to imagine how amazing her career graph can be after that.
Wow, that's amazing. Like, again, like a lot of us don't even know that, or we don't try to explore in those areas, right? And coming to the statistics, Divya, because this topic, again, we have said the women in law and careers for women in the legal profession. Like, how do you see the numbers or the statistics around how many women are there today in law?
Okay, so statistically speaking, currently we have four Supreme Court judges as women
Mhm.
out of 33 of prescribed limit, which just became true on 31st August. They took oath, 31st July, sorry. So that is the scenario of Supreme Court. Other than that, all the states have different number of judges allotted, but it is quite grim. Situation is a little grim because out of 677 sitting judges in all the high courts and Supreme Court, only 81 women are there at that position, which amounts to almost 12% of the number of vacancies. So, other than that, there are so many other high courts where there are no judges, no women judges. So, there is one high court statistics which I would love to share is out of 58 judges, there are 13 women judges in Madras High Court. That's the
Wow.
best representation we have in country. That is 22% of the representation. Other than that, there are other states as well. I would love to name. Um, there is Madhya Pradesh High Court where there are 29 male judges and 3 female judges. I won't read all of the numbers, but I will read the oldest ones. In Bombay High Court, it's 63 men and 8 women judges, and then 94 in Allahabad and 7 women. It's increasing day by day, but not at the pace which we would be expecting to. But
Mhm.
let's have our fingers crossed that we will have better representation soon. And I would like to share one more thing about the Bar Council enrollment. There are only 12% of the women who have been enrolled, but the problem is we do not know the data of how many women actually are practicing. Enrollment is not something which shows that you already are practicing full time. Sometimes
Mhm.
people enroll and refrain from practicing day by day. So that data is not available with us, but then number of enrollments are available because of the RTIs which we have an option to. Recently, we got that one lawyer wanted to know exactly how many women are representing us. So that one thing I think I would definitely request people to understand that girls are not unsafe when they are doing law. If they do and practice law and they become registered lawyers, even if it is in lower courts, high court, or Supreme Court, it gives them power. Why I'm saying power word is because as a registered lawyer, first of all, nobody will question your law knowledge. You will know what should happen and what could happen if something wrong is going on. Not only with you, with even around the people, you can help as many people as possible. And if you do not want to get into public service or social work, do it for yourself, do it sitting at home. Start a communication service where you can guide people about their legal rights. And the moment you know your legal rights as a lawyer, you become very very empowered. That's what I feel. And even though when I didn't know about my I did not had my law degree, I knew about my legal rights, but how many people can claim that? I really don't see people with statistics where they can say that I know all my legal rights. No. And that's something which is missing. And I think law degree will definitely give them empowering thing to go ahead and fight the world. And women, I think needs some support from there, and parents should think that my daughter will be empowered when she will have law degree. So I
Right.
think that myth should go away, and every course has an option of doing law. BComs are doing it now, BBAs are doing it now, and with for whatever reason, at the end of the day, you'll be called an advocate, you'll be called a lawyer, right? So
Right.
you'll have an option of understanding law and preaching people law. So I think that is a very good career graph for me. Even I am right now offering you, you should do it and go ahead and practice IT law, because that is something which is missing in our country.
Mm.
You have to know law. In US, usually kids, when they start going to school, they're given a bill of rights book. They know their
Mhm.
rights.
Right.
We don't know our rights. We practically
Yeah.
don't know our rights. We just
Right.
know that we have a constitution of India and we have a democracy, but we don't know our rights. We don't question our rights. Like we are
Right.
at say, I'll give you an example. At a traffic light, someone else is breaking the red light, right? We never bother to go ahead and complain about it. What will happen? Even if we complain, nobody will change. Fine, today nobody will change, but there is a chance that if everyone starts doing that, people will get threatened by that fact and they will follow the rules and norms and regulations, and that's what should be done. And that's
Right.
what I try and do with people. I keep on telling people that please start asking questions. Why are you doing this? Why are you breaking a norm? Why are you not wearing a helmet? Why are you crossing a red light? And why is it that you are not driving in your own lane? I'm just talking about traffic safety. That
Yeah.
is such a big huge law. You can talk
Right.
about that like hours and hours.
Yeah, yeah. I think what you mentioned is very important here. Becoming aware, right? A lot of people are not even aware of the laws, and somewhere it's just written in books for us, and we don't try to use it. And typically in companies, also, what we have seen is maybe like it's published once, and you don't even get to know where this law is written and how do I actually start making use of that law, or when required, how do I actually understand like what are the steps to follow. Now, since you are talking about traffic lights, let me tell you about again the corporates, right? Um, like somebody going through harassment, right? They're not sure whether they would get that justice or how do they actually follow the process. Because yes, there is a panel that is created in the corporates, right? But we don't even know who is there in the panel, right? And sometimes there are internal people. Yes, there will be an external person also there, but people don't even know what's the process. And I've seen my own friends who have gone through challenges, right? But they have not got justice because they don't even know the process, and when they go, it's basically sometimes within the company and doesn't even reach out. So what do you think the process here would be like? How women in corporate world maybe can become aware and start understanding this law, and then like live their life in terms of whatever they want to have, and then be aware and then utilize this.
Okay, so let's keep another show for sexual harassment at workplace, but I'll be
Right.
very quick with this.
Yeah.
First thing first, we are now empowered with Google. One should
Mhm.
always try and find things over there. It's not like you'll get every information, but it will be there. And even if you, when you are feeling that a company has formed an sexual harassment core committee where you can file a complaint and you can get a response, you feel you are not getting a response, you can always go out of the company and file a complaint formally in a police station. That can always be done, but how many of us actually do it? It's not about not knowing or knowing. The problem is we tend to move to another company if something like this is happening, and once we are in our cozy field, we tend to forget about it. And even if we are in the same company, there is so much pressure, we just succumb to the pressure and feel like, oh my god, let it be, because this is something which is not going to change ever. No, you have to fight, 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 fight till end. I'll give you the reality why sexual harassment at workplace came. There was a Vishaka guideline, it came into picture. Why it happened? Because there was a lady, she got raped in workplace. She was a worker, she was not a regular employee of office. So if you know the realities why it is sexual harassment at workplace, because workplace harassment rules are totally different. As in, if somebody is talking to you in a bad manner, if you feel that they are gauging you, if their remarks are sexually provoking and all those things, you have to go ahead and file a complaint in the company first. But that does not stop you from going outside the company and file a complaint. Why we don't do that? Because we really do not want to go ahead to the police, because we feel threatened by police existence as well. Let me tell you, it's not like all the police is bad. I accept there may be people who are wrong, who may not have worked, but then it's not like all of them are like that. I have never faced any kind of incidents when I have gone to police station, even when I was not a lawyer, that they have asked me not to file a complaint. I have been filing FIRs left, right, and center whenever, as and when needed. Not for me, but for my known people. There was one time my house help was being threatened by her husband. I went ahead and FIR was filed within an hour. You just have to be persistent enough. You have to go ahead and show that power. We are called Devi Shakti, right? Women are being praised in India like that, that they are the supreme most power and everything. When are we showing that power? For me, the problem is we tend to leave the matter itself. And the moment we stop, nobody else will bother. Why will anyone else be bothered about your well being when you are not bothered about it? So, about sexual harassment issues, the problem lies within the system. Obviously, the system person is harassing you. You are complaining against him. There may be a possibility the highest authority is harassing you in any manner possible. It may be sexual, it may be mental, it may be physical, whatever, but it is there, and you are going to fight against the highest authority of your company. So you have to go full with full power and fight with him. And it's not only men who have been harassing most of the time. There are so many incidents where women bosses have also been found in the same pedestal. The problem is we are not picking up the matter in the way we should have. We should
Mm.
go ahead and uh, not only aware people, but be there for people. There was a time, now this COVID has changed thought process. Now we are thinking about other humans. In between, we somehow had lost that feeling of unity, feeling of being together.
Right.
We were like, if it is not happening with me, who cares? It's her problem, she'll take care of it. No, that is not the way. You're supposed to stand with her. Tell me a very simple question I'll ask. How many people, like if I am like fighting for some wrong on road, you really think how many people will come up? I hardly have seen couple of people. They are
Right.
never there to support you. But if there is something which is like some masala and something going on, they'll be very much interested. Oh my God, oh, this happened, that. But when needed, they will not be there. It's the same in companies as well.
Mm.
Sometimes women feel left alone that, oh my God, if I have filed a complaint, now nobody is talking to me. You feel left alone. Then where is the mental health? Nobody talks about that. I'm
Right.
talking about that because I have seen so many people suffer because of this mental illness as well. It gives you
Right.
depression. Is there any cell companies do form? They are supposed to form, but they don't have. So this harassment cells, they are there. I can tell you they are there for 100% of the institutions, but then the problem is they do not adhere to the proper way. There should be external expert and internal as well, but most of the places they cut the prices and they don't want an outside counsel or anybody to go ahead and do that. And I feel that is wrong. But how many places can we go and fight alone? It should be a movement, you know. So
Yeah.
I think let's keep a bigger panel next time, probably for this only, because there are so many passionate women
Right.
lawyers and men lawyers as well for the Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act.
Right. But just one more follow-up question on that, right? Because I've seen like people who want to do that, right? They are afraid of their jobs, right? Is there any provision in the law where people file such complaint and they still can stay at home or maybe work from home, right? And they are still part of the organization, not being fired once this is done, once they file any law? Or is it like the company still has the power to fire them? How does
Company
that
does
work?
not have any power. They can try and find any legal or other way out of firing the person, that he or she was not working properly, this and that. That may be the way, but then they cannot fire only on the basis that she has filed a complaint. No, they are not supposed to do that, and the moment they do that, they are accepting that they were on the wrong foot. So I think that if that is the case, then women are already having the answer and they will get the justice immediately.
Mm-hmm. And you have also been studying about cyber law, right? How are the careers in cyber law? And you also mentioned about artificial intelligence. Like, how does that apply here in law? Artificial intelligence. Now you're talking about drones, a lot of technology you have been talking about, right?
Okay. So recently I gave a talk on spiritual AI and how
Mm-hmm.
law works around it, but I'll keep it concise over here. With cyber knowledge, if you are very good at cyber security, then if you have an understanding of legal framework of the same country, take India. We do not have a cyber law as such, but we have internet laws. Information and technology laws are there. They give us a broader framework to work around for cyber laws as well. And
Mm-hmm.
we have cyber cells, cyber crime cells, in case if now, since we are talking about careers, there is a very good career in cyber security itself. If you are practicing cyber laws, or if you are interested in reporting cyber crimes, even that can become your career, because there are so many people who do not know, as in if some fraud has happened, where and how to file a complaint. This is a new upcoming career graph for people, that they make people aware about, like many elderly people, they get SMSs, they tend to send out the message and then the fraud happens. So you
Right.
can make people aware about that. That can become one career. Then you
Mm-hmm.
can explain to people as in how, and how is it that cyber criminals are trapping people in their own filmy career, as in how to defraud people. You can make them aware about how not to be defrauded. Because see, for example, if you're talking about evidence, the
Mm.
moment law comes into picture, you have to give some evidence to prove that you have been defrauded, right? So
Right.
that can become a career where you guide people how to collect evidence when your bank account has been raided by cyber criminals, or if you have to go ahead and do something about any kind of wrong photographs or something used online, like there is a cyber crime that has happened against your body, you can go ahead for filing a complaint on cyber cell. It is online, it is government of India initiative, and it is for every state there is one cyber cell. And cyber cell is very very active. They are the most brilliant breed right now, I would say. They are working
Mm.
day in and day out to make sure that cybercrime doesn't happen in India. But obviously, as much as we make laws, criminals bring in some better ways of looting us, so that happens. But that is one very big career, very very lucrative career. If you have some law knowledge, if you have cybersecurity knowledge, you are most sought after person, at least in all over the world. Because I think, if I remember stats correctly, 2025, by 2025, there will be a need of at least 3 million cyber lawyers and cyber security personnel.
Wow.
So that is a cyber thing. And now coming to AI. AI, why AI is so fascinating. We talk about our own brains, so we are talking about now artificial brains, how it works. Why I'm interested is because when I was doing engineering, I was learning about neural networks, and that was the first time when I learned about artificial intelligence. It was way back in 2004, and it was the start of AI in India. And then I got the chance of learning AI and law as well from the best brains in India. So now I am trying to understand how AI is helping us. It is helping us day in and day out. We are feeding it data, right? So what we understand with AI is we are feeding it data, what kind of biases will be there. The problem which I want to find a solution to is how it is going to be helpful in law. See, Supreme Court has also launched an AI committee where they are talking about how judiciary can be helped with artificial intelligence, how cases can be taken care of. If there are so many pending cases, right, if AI will be there and it will be fed with all the cases, it can try and find a solution for it, and it will be faster. at least faster than human being. That's what we assume right now.
Right.
So that's the
Right.
fascination of mine with artificial intelligence, as in how it is going to affect our legal careers, and it is affecting a lot. And contracts has been the first use cases where AI was used, as in
Mhm.
how contracts can be drafted, how contracts can be read immediately, and you can get a gist out of it. So that's something which was the first field. And now I think it is every field they are trying to implement. Recently I was reading about computational law, then model laws, as in how computational models work around if legal data is being input in that. So it's very fascinating. Then again, this is another career where artificial intelligence experts can become very, very helpful in law,
Yeah, yeah.
even if
Technology,
they
so
do
many
not know
things.
law.
Yeah, I have so many of my friends who are doing automation, artificial intelligence, and all of that. Understanding these might open new doors for them as well, right?
Absolutely.
So that is how it is, and I think a lot of things we are understanding here, and because basically, let me be honest here. For me also, and most of the people around me, I've seen like we think, okay, fine, lawyer is more of like have that black coat, wear that black coat, go to the court every day, right, and then come back. But the kind of options you are showing here, so many options, and technology is definitely changing the way every career is being shaped today, right? So artificial intelligence and all of this, and again coming back to the women in law, right? What are the real challenges that you see for the women in law right now if they have to grow? Right, in IT we have definite some challenges about growth. We go to a certain extent, then mid career we have different challenges, technology upgrades, right? A lot of those things. So when we come in law, how is the upgrade, or how is the kind of career growth, and especially for women, what do you see as the challenges?
Okay. Before challenges, I'll tell you the positive side of technology for women.
Mhm.
Technology has been immensely helpful for women. At least from where I'm sitting, I can tell you with my experience. It has reached each and every house. Everyone has a smartphone, right?
Right. Yeah.
How can that be helpful? You can read, you can learn as much as you want, you can go ahead and file a complaint in case if something wrong has happened. It was not true even 20 years ago. 1990s only we opened the doors, right? That's 30
Right.
years ago. So that 30-year span has changed the understanding of every household. Everyone has a cell phone now. Most of them have smartphones. So if you have smartphones, it has reached to women also, girls also. They have an option of studying from there. I'm not saying that it can replace the schools, but then that at least give you a privilege of learning something. You can at least Google, find some news, what is going on, what kind of career options you can have. And whatever I'm saying, even right now, people have an option of going ahead and Googling it, finding it out, doing research on it, whether this is a career or not, if she is talking about it. So this is the power of technology. And if technology is so powerful for everyone, so I think it will be very, very helpful for 50% of the population as well, that is women. So now coming to challenges, this was the positive side. Challenges are, see, the thought process. For me, it has always been the thought process. The more you scratch your brain and have a different kind of thought, I feel that you have better chances of growing much, much more than anybody around you. Like I always tell my kids, my students, that always think beyond whatever you are learning. Try and think beyond that. If you are learning AI today, think about what about super AI when it will be there. What can it do? Like recently, we saw people going for space travel, right? How
Right.
many of us talk about it? Because we are not even thinking about it, that that will become reality for us. Flight travel become a reality when it became cheaper. So that's
Right.
what we wait for. But why not think about it? At least we can think about it, right? It's not like you have to stop dreaming. Like our ex-president Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, dream should be there. If you don't dream, then you are not you are not doing anything. You have to dream and move, and that's how it works. So challenges, first thing is your thought process. Second, sometimes we think a lot about society. What will people say if I do this? What will people say? I have to follow this, else what will that uncle say, that auntie say, or even parents say? you have to think first about what will you think about yourself in next 10 years. Say if you are sitting in class 12th here, if you are generally aware about what kind of career options you need or you have, you can take a decision and move ahead and do good in your life. Like there was an example of a couple of women who knew in their class 12 that we are going to become lawyers. By 30 they were partners in very good law firms.
Mhm.
When you know what you're doing, you will reach there. Constraint, biggest constraint is you. Second constraint always is your surrounding also, as in what kind of options you have. I'm not saying everyone is the same privileged person as you, me, or anybody else, but the thing is, you have to make yourself privileged. You have to find ways. Say if you are not very financially sound, you have to find ways, as in how I can get scholarships. There are so many scholarships online which you have to find out. You will get scholarship, you can study, right? So now I think we are sitting in data pool. We just have to
Yeah.
find out the best data for us, extract it,
Yeah.
use it, and move ahead.
Divya, again, your sound is gone. Just now the sound is gone. Not it. Not it.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it's perfect now.
I think this also wants to tell us that technology doesn't work sometimes. So.
Yeah, yeah. Technology has
So,
its own
one
challenges.
suggestion I would like to make to whoever is watching today is, it's a just humble request. Go ahead and just write down. Write it down. Don't put it on computer or anywhere. Just write it down, because writing somehow scribes it on your head. Write down, these are the fields. These I can go and achieve without a scholarship, with my parents' support, with a scholarship, and what best can I do? You will find immense number of answers. Most of the colleges offer scholarships, even in India, outside India. So you just have to find it, and nobody else will find you. They will make you aware. We can only move ahead to a extent where we can tell you these are the options. You have to find the best option for yourself. Nobody else can explain that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is very powerful, whatever you have mentioned here. One is definitely, as you mentioned, the mindset, right? Change in the thought process. Once you have a great mindset, then it's you, first of all, you need to change, right? It's before you see the challenges outside, the challenges inside, you need to fight yourself and you need to become that person who is strong with a strong mindset. And the second thing, as you rightly mentioned, is being resourceful. Today, it's an information age where you have information everywhere. You just need to become resourceful. Okay, how do I find that information, or how do I find a person who can maybe support me, help me, make me aware if I'm not aware of certain things? Where are the places where I can reach, and then get started with whatever I want to do, right? I think that that's very important. And I think education, as we see, again, education, understanding or knowing certain things is very important, rather than just reading from the books, right? As again, from technology also, when we come with IT background or whatever, still we can say people are not educated enough, right? That's the
Absolutely.
reality.
We feel that we are educated. The problem is we do not want to go that extra mile. Until the time you want to go that extra mile, you cannot have anything extra. You'll just have whatever you're trying for, right? That's what I understand.
Yeah. And you also mentioned about how you started in this as a career. It was more of your need that you felt when you had the when you were doing social work, and you thought, why not me? Why not me go ahead and then learn and do this? Right. I think again, when we talk about domestic violence as well, right? A lot of women who are educated today, especially in our India, even after education, right? They don't pursue any career further. But when they go through definitely the challenges at home, domestic violence, and all of that, they start feeling, where do I reach? Where do I reach? But they can support themselves. They can help themselves, as you rightly said, right? Become resourceful again. Like, there is a need. Why not you learn law? Why not you understand the law, and then first of all solve your problem and maybe the problems of others?
Wow, such a powerful statement. Yeah. With domestic violence, I can tell you most of the cases are with educated women. Why? Because I feel the women who are not that educated, they are more strong headed. That if they feel that we don't have to live with this person, they just leave. But we start thinking a lot about society. If we leave, what will parents say? What will this say, that say? Why do you have think that? There have been so many girls who did engineering with me, and they went ahead right after that because they just wanted to get married and have a good degree to get married. Can you
Hmm.
imagine? So that feeling, I cannot understand that feeling. As in, why do you want to pressure yourself with so much studies? You could have done easily after 12th or maybe B, or one of the easiest studies you could have taken, or no studies at all. If you finally had to just go ahead, and I'm not define the fact that one should not cook, but then the problem is, if you have an option of doing better with cooking, if you can work, why not work also? You will be financially independent, right? When you will be financially independent, you will have an option of saying no, that this is what I want to do. So I think that will take care of the dowry problem as well. If and how we make people aware, like if girls are earning as much as a male is earning, I think she can always say that I am at the same pedestal, why should I pay dowry? So I think that will try and take care of that issue as well. So we
Right,
we
right.
found one way of solving it.
Yeah.
I won't say that that is entirely true, but then that can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There are definitely, as you said, many ways of figuring out things. And coming to again the career in law, right? How is the growth that happens in law? Like for us, like when we get into IT, I become a software engineer, then I become a team lead, then I become a manager, maybe a senior manager, director. Like over a certain period of time, we will have like 3 years defined, 5 years defined. How is the growth in career in law?
Growth, final growth can be like we have our women judges as Supreme Court judges. That
Hmm.
depends on practice, the kind of practice which you do. And as earlier I said, and you also accepted that fact, that it is all about mindset, how far
Right,
you want to go, how
right.
exponentially you want to grow. It's not like you have to be stuck in one place, but there is a good chance that within a couple of years you can become a partner in a law firm. You can open up your own law firm. You can give job to so many others. You can litigate and become senior advocates, one of the most prominent ones. You can go ahead and have good this uh, even government appoints lawyers, with they impanel in many of the government facilities as well. That empanelment can be an option, but then that is mostly for the lawyers who are practicing. So once you enter a field, you get a lot of options. With law, what I have seen, I should be very true with you, that I have found that it has opened a Pandora's box for me, at least. I can tell
Hmm.
you with my experience. Because of my management career, I knew about company law. Because of my engineering career, I knew about information technology, AI, this and that. So I am practically working everything around, but not within civil and criminal law. It's not entirely that, but somewhere around it. Like there is something called criminal forensics, there is something called evidencing. These
Hmm.
are the careers where you can sit and guide only. There are options of teaching and guiding people as well, and you will be sought after because you will be niche in your own field. So I can give my example, that whatever I have done, but there are senior lawyers, obviously, they earn like anything. I won't be quoting the fees, you can check it online. But then, yeah, definitely, lawyers are quite expensive. If they are that good, you have to prove yourself. That doesn't happen in first year, second year, or third year. You have to be consistent, at least 5 to 10 years. And the day your name is made, there is no stopping you. You can be an international lawyer like Harish Salve sir. He's there. Represented India in International Court of Justice. So that's also can happen. So there are so many options. You can go ahead and do some law degree from outside India, and you can teach over there. You can teach here. You can become a coach. You can become a career coach. You can be a management coach. You can be implementing sexual harassment cells in companies. You can be guiding people about intellectual property cells, because all of the institutions, they need to have innovation cells now. All of those places, they need lawyers to be impaneled so that they can guide them through the process, like how to patent be filed, how the copyright can be taken care of, how trademark has to be filed. All these things are intellectual property options, so that is also one field. And all of them have one field, and then there is a whole tree behind it. It's not only trademark also has different fields where you can be actively participating, and you can earn as much as you want. See, like, I'll take your example again. If you want to earn like $1 million, you will be working for it, right? You
Yeah.
cannot earn $1 million just sitting. So for
Right.
that, you have to work. Similarly, as lawyers, we have to work in the right field and in the manner you want. It
Wow.
entirely depends on the mindset.
No, but definitely you have opened up so many options in careers in law, right? And I think some of them who do not want to be in the front facing, right? If they want to just be in the back end and still do things, I think there are so many options still available, starting from documentation or content writing and all of this, right? And if somebody has to do that, right? Again, I'll try to compare because I come from IT. Like I'm trying to just compare from this field. Now, if somebody has to do something where they don't have a degree altogether for that, right? Somebody goes ahead and starts getting a diploma or maybe a certification around it, right? So, how about in law, right? If I have to maybe get into cybersecurity or something, are there any certifications which people can do and then still maybe like support you as lawyers in the back end or still get into the front end? How is this?
You can support lawyers. You cannot
Mhm.
become litigating lawyers or practicing lawyers, but definitely with certifications, with a lot of PG diplomas, there are so many other options which you can do and inculcate that knowledge in you, and you can become even back end support paralegals for us. Like if I have to develop a website, I'll give an example of IT and law. I have to develop a website for our firm. I'll go ahead to you, and if you are equipped with some knowledge about IT plus law, you will be very helpful for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
There is a god of all in cybersecurity courses. One of them is CISSP, which people tend to do, but that is highly technical.
Right.
But that also has management and legal both aspects. And
Mhm.
once you do that, you will be very much helpful to lawyers also. And the CISSP people are the ones who we go and ask, because they are the ones who can guide us how this hacking may have happened, or they are the ones who give the right view about how this particular issue may have taken place surrounding the rules and regulations. Other than that, there are so many cyber security, intellectual property, there are so many PG diplomas, there are so many certification courses which are there. You can get it done, get acquainted with the subject, and you can become an assistant. But then the only thing is, which is a bit of setback, is if you do not have a law degree, you cannot practice. But other than that, you can definitely go ahead and assist lawyers. You can work with them obviously as an IT expert, plus you have an added knowledge of law. So that will be one of the positive things which you can do.
Okay, but when you say if the law degree, it's like the LLB, right? The 3 years
Yeah,
of degree that they
3 year
have to.
law degree. Because
Right.
5 year law degree usually is after 12th.
Okay, it's only after 12th. Is this 5 years? Okay, fine.
Mostly, yeah.
When okay, it's 5 years is when you are just done your 12th. When you have a 12 plus 3 or 12 plus 4, then you just do that 3 years of LLB. Apart from
Absolutely.
that, you can do any certifications or anything around it.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah, this is opening
And
so many doors, right? The content writing, because I have seen so many people who are good in content writing. Maybe for lawyers, it's like drafting documentations, intellectual property law, all of this, right? Maybe doing
I'll
some
again
research,
take your example, Fatah. I'll tell you, you are an IT expert, right?
right?
So if you want to become a content writer for a lawyer, you just have to understand your information technology law, how it works, how cyber laws work, and you
Hmm.
can write. Obviously, because you will end up reading a lot of case laws, right? Because that's the way you learn law.
Right.
So you can be a very great content writer for us, depending if you go ahead and learn a lot about law as well. So I think that is a very good career.
Yeah, yeah. Because I have seen people who are like good at research, right? They can research a lot of documentation on Google. They're good at like finding information, understanding, and then creating documents. right? So because here also we would definitely need for each one of the thing there is a law, and when you have to actually do a lot of research. I think
Absolutely.
definitely a lot of options open here. So thank you, Divya, because we have discussed a lot of things here today, and the context have definitely expanded for a lot of people here. For me, of course, it has expanded understanding so much, so many things about law. And thank you for being here. And any last advice you want to do before we end the session today?
One last advice, that we are now having an option of work from home, so please guys go ahead and find your ways and find your niche and start working on it, because this is the time when women are coming back to workforce, because thanks to work from home people are accepting that, and they are being offered enormous number of jobs. It is freelance jobs, work from home jobs. Please go ahead and find your niche and work on it. That's the only thing which I'll tell the girls and women who have been waiting for such an opportunity. It has come. Please use it.
Thank you, Divya. And people who want to connect with Divya can connect with her on LinkedIn, right? Any other places where they can reach out to you, Divya? Social
No,
media, you are
that
there
that's
on
the
LinkedIn,
only
right?
thing.
Okay.
LinkedIn is the only option. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so people can connect with LinkedIn. She's always been helpful, amazing personality, very supportive, and from the beginning of her career, she has been more of social work. And thank you for accepting this invite to enlighten our audience and help them understand more about law. And thanks
Thank you.
again, Divya. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks everybody for watching us. And keep watching because we are going to come with more experts in different domains so that you understand and your context is expanded. Because content you can get anywhere, but once your context is expanded, you know about different careers, then you can build your dream career as well. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night.